Lightning is cracking over Los Angeles and something big is moving behind the scenes. It isn't just smoke. Signals point to reinforcements in the trenches, a bold plan to shield our franchise quarterback, and, who knows, a play that could rattle a direct rival. We've got fresh numbers, backstage whispers, and an update that shifts the board for Sunday. Are you ready to watch the Bolt fam catch fire? The first clue sets off sirens, and the last one is the spark nobody expects. Take a deep breath and come with me. You won't believe what we've got today. So grab a seat, smash that like button, and let's dive straight into the news. And remember, this isn't about hype for hype's sake. It's about what actually moves the needle for wins and losses, for January seeding, and for how this locker room believes in itself when the fourth quarter hits. While much of the NFL is obsessing over marquee names on the market, the buzz in Los Angeles is different. Massive reinforcements in the trenches. Reporters like Diana Rossini and Ian Rappaport have confirmed that the Chargers are making calls for offensive line help, and that could change everything in the final days before the trade deadline. As Rossini put it, the Seahawks and Chargers are exploring potential offensive line additions. Translation, there's smoke, and where there's smoke, there's lightning. The front office has zeroed in on the weak spot and looks determined to act. Jim Harbaugh and Joe Ortiz know that protecting Justin Herbert is the top priority. Here's the wrinkle. The run game has started to show real life with Kamani Vidal topping 100 yards in 2 of his last 3, yet the offensive line remains unstable. Mekhi Becton hasn't stayed fully healthy, Bradley Bozeman has wobbled at center, and it's costing precious drives. The patience has run out. The sense is that a move is coming, maybe a veteran getting jettisoned by a seller, maybe a depth swing, but the message lands clearly. The plan is to fortify Herbert now, not in 2026. Speaking of 2026, remember this. The GM has already shown he's not afraid to spend tomorrow's picks. Last year, he shipped a 7th rounder to bring in safety Elijah Molden. This year, he repeated the formula for tackle Austin Dacoulis. In other words, if the right name pops, he'll pull the trigger. With only 5 2026 picks available, any deal must be surgical. But the track record says this front office believes in the here and now. The expectation is that something moves within 48 hours, especially because the Titans game that closes the week might set the tone for deadline day. A win puts the team right back in the AFC hunt. A loss cranks up the urgency. And in the middle of it all, insiders are already floating names behind the curtain, a few capable of transforming the unit overnight. And that isn't even the most surprising part of the day, because the name that just bubbled up changes the entire level of the conversation. Depth has been stress tested all year, and it showed up in the snap counts. Bobby Hart and Foster Sarell were forced into bigger roles on the right side in place of Trey Pipkins and the off-dinged Becton, and the offense felt every ripple. When your protection shifts that much week to week, timing in the quick game erodes, the play-action teeth get dull, and drives start to hinge on Herbert's hero ball. That is exactly the behavior Harbaugh wants to eliminate. Fewer fire drills, more clean pockets, and a run game that actually sets the tone. Protecting Justin Herbert at all costs. That's become the obsession of the moment in Los Angeles. And it isn't exaggeration. This season has laid bare what happens when number 10 doesn't have time in the pocket, stalled drives, unnecessary sacks, even turnovers that have cost wins. The front office is ready to act. With the trade deadline knocking, the name insiders are circling is Ethan Pocic, the Cleveland Browns center. ESPN's Benjamin Solak calls it a drastic upgrade over Bradley Bozeman, who so far has been the weakest link in this line. Solak didn't sugarcoat it. The Chargers should call 31 teams and ask about every one of their linemen. The line's performance is among the worst in the league. Center is a critical problem, and Pocic would have an immediate impact. And the numbers don't lie. Bozeman has already allowed more than double the pressures Pocic has this season. That's a big reason Herbert has struggled to keep rhythm. Every week, he's forced to compensate for collapsing protection, something that simply won't work against defenses like the Ravens and Chiefs. Pocic's contract also fits $7.7 million this year, dipping to $4.3 million in 2026. Manageable, especially if the Chargers shift Bozeman to left guard where he's logged snaps before. That reconfiguration could stabilize 2 positions at once, strength down the middle and relief for Zion Johnson, who's been forced out of his comfort zone. Harbaugh has been vocal about getting back to basics, and nothing is more basic than a sturdy line. Picture Herbert with a clean pocket, Vidal churning consistently, and Kellen Moore's call sheet finally flowing the way it should. A Pocic trade isn't just a technical tweak, it's a symbolic statement that this team still believes in 2025, and with the Browns open for business, the conditions couldn't be better. Hold that thought. because the next rumor is bold, hits the division's biggest rival right in the ribs, and might change the shape of the AFC West race. Zoom out to the film room for a second. Center play in Harbaugh ball isn't just about snapping and combo blocks. It's about setting the front, communicating protection, and giving the quarterback a trustworthy launch point. A sturdier center cures hidden ills. It steadies the silent count on the road, improves short yardage confidence, and keeps play action from turning into a jailbreak. If Pocic arrives and Bozeman slides left, the domino effect could stabilize the interior and unlock more under-center looks, more duo and power, and more second and manageable for Kellen Moore to hunt shot plays downfield. Tired of hearing that the Chargers need a star running back? Okay, what if I told you one name could not only fix the ground game but also sabotage the division's prime rival? That's right. The rumor now links Los Angeles to Breece Hall of the Jets, and the buzz is scorching. Brad Gagnon of Bleacher Report frames it as a two-punch play, reinforce the Chargers and keep an explosive back out of Kansas City's plans. With Najee Harris out for the year and rookie Omarion Hampton still on IR, the Chargers' backfield is hanging by a thread. Kamani Vidal has been a bright spot, but Harbaugh knows betting everything on a single rookie is too risky. Hall would be the perfect tempo shifter. Burst plus receiving ability, breathing new life into the unit. The spiciest twist, he's already being floated as a Chiefs target. If the Chargers move first, they kill two birds with one stone, boost their own offense and deny their biggest AFC West threat a new weapon. Kansas City has won 3 straight and sits at 5-3, the same record as the Chargers. That makes the race personal. Harbaugh and Herbert know every inch matters. Imagine removing a weapon from Patrick Mahomes' board and placing it on Los Angeles' powder blue side. It's bold, it's expensive, and it takes cap gymnastics, but the tactical upside is undeniable. Hall is young, on a controllable deal, and an ideal long-term complement to Hampton. This is exactly the kind of swing that separates teams that react from teams that dictate. And if Harbaugh has made anything clear since he landed, it's this: the Chargers aren't here to react. They want to impose their will. The very fact this rumor has legs shows a mindset shift. Win now and make sure the rival doesn't win tomorrow. Hold your breath, because the final update brings a medical twist that could completely change the Titans' game. Stylistically, Hall fits the identity Harbaugh keeps preaching. He threatens the edge, catches in the flat, and punishes light boxes caused by Herbert's arm talent. Pair that with Hampton's north-south style when he returns, and you've got a two-back battery that forces defenses to tackle for 4 quarters. Think fewer third and longs, more tempo control, and more chances to keep the defense fresh for the 4th quarter. That is how you survive January football, and how you tilt a division race against a juggernaut that rarely beats itself. Amid so many rumors and moving parts, here's a genuine bright spot for fans. The Chargers might finally field their healthiest offensive line since Week 3. That's right, the picture is clearing, and the return of key names could completely change the offense's dynamics. Mekhi Becton, who had been a last-minute doubt for weeks, is expected to play. He's officially listed as questionable, but internal chatter says the staff is optimistic. If he does suit up, it would be the first time in weeks Herbert gets most of his starting line back together. Beyond Becton, more positives. Long snapper Josh Harris had his return window open and could be back following a preseason injury. Tight end Will Dissly, who was dealing with an illness, also practiced in a limited capacity, pointing to a likely appearance Sunday. The one red flag unit is the secondary, as cornerback Tarheeb Still has been ruled out, a significant loss given his versatility. That should push rookie Nico Reed into more slot snaps, a golden opportunity for a UDFA who turned heads in the preseason. Harbaugh keeps hammering that continuity is the foundation of success, and he's right. The Chargers' line has been a roller coaster of injuries and patchwork solutions. Seeing Becton back, even on a snap count, brings confidence and stability, especially against a bruising Titans front. If the unit can keep Herbert upright and open lanes for Vidal, the offense may finally hit the balance Harbaugh has been preaching. And there's more. Inside the locker room, the mood is cautious optimism. Players describe a different juice at practice this week, the kind of environment that precedes a turning point. If the team leaves Tennessee with a convincing win and a healthier line, the impact goes far beyond the scoreboard. It's the fuel that could shove the Bolt fam right back into the AFC chase. So the question now is this: will the returning starters be enough to blunt the Titans' push and reignite the spark in Los Angeles? Special teams matter here too. A settled long snapper operation restores rhythm for the entire kicking battery, and hidden yard swing games when margins are thin. If the line holds up and the operation is smooth, field position tilts, the playbook widens, and suddenly the game stops feeling like a weekly tightrope. Continuity isn't a buzzword, It's the mechanism that lets stars play like stars and role players stay within themselves. So that's the picture, Bolt fam. Back channel heat for OL help, proof the front office heard the message, a potential move for Ethan Pocic that puts Herbert back in a clean pocket, a bold Breece Hall rumor that elevates the attack while blocking a direct rival, and a Sunday with the healthiest line in weeks, Becton trending up and the locker room buzzing. The question is simple: should the franchise go aggressive now or wait for the perfect window? Drop your take below. Hit like, share the video, and subscribe so you don't miss a thing right here. And if you're riding with the powder blue all the way, tell a friend to jump in with us because the next few weeks could define an era.